We're back. So we've been on a roll through these last few UFCs. I'm going to just get right straight to the point. I'm showing two of my bets here. First one is a parlay with Nasrat Hakparast, Izzy Adesanya, who are fighting this weekend. And then I did something what I usually don't do. I'm taking two guys on the contender series that they're going to want to build up. And the UFC sort of is going to really need these guys to win, and they're going to match these guys accordingly. So I see these guys getting easy dubs, so I'm like, put it on the parlay. This is for 2.3 times your money. So if you guys don't know Bruno Lopez, this guy's 11-0 coming out of Brazil. Real deal right now, and he's fighting Brenson Ribeiro, 14 wins, 5 losses, 2-2 in his last 4, and the guys he's beating are, subpar. So I think he should easily get the victory. And Kevin Vallejos, this guy's the number one ranked featherweight coming out of Argentina. And he is for real. This kid's only 21 years old, 11-0. So super impressive. Undefeated as an amateur, undefeated as a pro, and he's coming in and he's gonna literally murk Gene Silva. Gene Silva's 10 wins, 2 losses, decent record, but you should see the guys he's beating. Like his last win was over a guy who's got 9 wins, 10 losses. Before that, he's beating guys with like 11 wins, 15 losses, 4-2, like just not great fighties. Now he's fighting it's not great fighters, and he's fighting a kid who's 21, 11-0, and he's like the number one fighter coming out of Argentina right now. So they're going to want to build this kid for sure. Why would you not? You're going to match him accordingly. That's what the UFC is going to do. So, in my opinion, it should be a dub. So, why not add that to the parlay? Get some bang for your buck for. Usually I don't do four-play parlays, but this for Izzy Adesanya and Nasrat Hakparast, I'm pretty confident. So let's just get straight to the main event here. Izzy Adesanya taking on Sean Strickland. Now, to be honest, I'd much rather have Sean Strickland win this fight. I like Sean Strickland a lot better. I can't stand Israel Adesanya, but his skill set is unbelievable. He is probably, the best striker in that middleweight division by far, especially now that Alex Pereira is gone up to light heavyweight. Izzy Adesanya, really good striker. Sean Strickland, primarily a striker. He does have a decent ground game as well, but doesn't like to use it. And I think Israel Adesanya should piece him up. Now, everyone is taking this fight, Israel Adesanya, to win by decision. I'm telling you right now, be careful betting that. Everyone's feeling that. Israel Adesanya is going to win decision, right? Israel Adesanya is going to win this. That's all I keep hearing, but and it's a very good chance because Sean Strickland does have a chin, but for some reason, when everyone starts betting and feeling the same thing, I stay away from that. So be careful with that. I'm curious to see what the odds are for decision, but if it's like -200, -250, then it probably will go to decision, and it's not worth betting. But we'll see what the odds are. Mine are currently not out for that. Let's see here. So if you guys actually see my I'm gonna place a bet here I just made yesterday. If you guys see Jack Della Maddalena taking on Kevin Holland. Now that's not this week's UFC, that's next week's UFC, but I'm saying take that bet now. Odds are gonna change. I have a couple odds makers who actually watch the show, and they've already changed odds on their site. If you see I got plus 105, the odds are gonna change dramatically from that because it's a bad matchup for Kevin Holland. Jack Della Maddalena is a wicked striker. Obviously, I'll get into that more depth next week, but if you're looking to, make a bet, it's in 14 days or something. So not bad. Not bad at all. Hold on here. Yeah, so Jack Della Maddalena doing his thing next weekend. I think that's a bad matchup for Kevin Holland. And for the odds, can't go wrong. I got it at plus 105. So co-main event, Tai Tuivasa taking on Alexander Volkov. Now, this is one of those ones where I'd rather have Tai Tuivasa win. I like Tai Tuivasa, but in 2-2 in his last 4, now he's fighting top level guys. Cyril Gane is the best striker in that division, and Sergey Pavlovich is just a destroyer. Now, before that, he did beat Derek Lewis, and Derek Lewis has a win over Volkov, but really you can't count that win because, he got lucky. I mean, he is the knockout king. He has that bomb, but he was getting crushed that entire fight and just came back at the end and, got it done. But if you see, really, Volkov has a hard time with really good strikers. Really good ground game guys. He's a really good striker, his karate background. So I think he's gonna take out Tai Tuivasa. I think Tai Tuivasa likes to come out there and strike, and Volkov's a better striker to the two. Now, does he have a puncher's chance, and is he a pretty decent bet? I think so. Like for the odds plus 200, you know, Tai Tuivasa can knock anyone out. He dropped Styogan. He can easily clip Volkov, but the chances are, Volkov's definitely the better striker technically, and tall for that division, tall for any division, but yeah. All right, we got Manel Cape, huge favorite, fighting Felipe Dos Santos, who's undefeated, and yeah, I haven't seen too much of this guy. He's never fought in the UFC before. Obviously, Manel Cape has racked up some wins. He's been in the UFC for a bit now, since I think 2021, I believe. He's his first few UFC fights, he came in pretty slow, two straight losses, but then he's racked up 3 wins in a row. More experienced fighters he's beating. I'll go with Manel Cape, and he's a huge favorite, as you can see here, minus 400, which is crazy. Justin Tafa taking on Austin Lane. So this is the rematch. The first fight ended in like 25 seconds. It's an eye poke. Justin Tafa could not continue. Hopefully that fight does not end that same way. Now, the big difference here is the height. If you see 6'6", and Justin Tafa is 6 foot tall, obviously he weighs more. Thick dude, looks like Mark Hunt, and his brother just fought, I think, last weekend, the other Tafa, and got a vicious knockout over Parker Porter, which is a similar opponent. Justin Tafa also knocked out Parker Porter in like a minute. And I'll go with Justin Tafa on this one. I think he should be able to get it done. Up next, Tyson Pedro taking on Anton Turkalj. I don't even know how to pronounce that. I have not been too impressed with Tyson Pedro, to be honest. I think his last fight really was a pretty bad performance over Modestas Bukauskas, and leaning towards Anton in this one. I'll take Anton. I know he's lost his last two over Jalton Almeida. No shame losing to that guy. He's a beast right now at heavyweight. And Vitor Petrino, but we'll take Anton in this one. Going against Carlos Olberg, taking on Dawoon Jung. Carlos Olberg, this guy's Israel Adesanya's training partner, vicious striker, and they have a similar opponent, Kennedy Nzechukwu. Now, Carlos Olberg got knocked out by Kennedy Nzechukwu, and Dawoon Jung crushed Kennedy Nzechukwu. Now the styles make fights, and Carlos Olberg's been on quite a roll, and Dawoon Jung's been on the opposite of a roll. He got knocked out by Jacoby, who Jacoby's, he's been killing it for me. So no shame losing to him, but he lost to Devin Clark, unanimous decision, not too impressive. So I got to lean with Olberg on this one. Huge favorite too, which is didn't seem to be minus 260. So they're assuming Olberg's going to crush Dawoon Jung, which he probably might just do. Jack Jenkins, much more experienced out of the two, taking on Chepe Mariscal. He's only had one fight in the UFC over Trevor Peek. Yeah, I'll go with Jack Jenkins. To be honest, I haven't not really into both these fighters. I haven't seen too much of them. I've seen a bit of Jack, but Jamie Malarkey taking on John Makdessi. Now, Jamie Malarkey is coming off a loss to Mohamed Naimov, and Also, that vicious KO loss to Jalen Turner last year, but actually came back and beat Michael Johnson, Michael 50-50 Johnson. Beat Prado, which was actually pretty impressive. Prado's seemed to be a machine right now. So I'll go with Jamie Malarkey. I think he's going to crush John Makdessi. John Makdessi, I think, had his time. He's definitely on the way out. And I think at 38 years of age, it's gonna be hard for John Makdessi, especially there's no steroids in the business anymore. They got to bring juice back because half these fighters are basically cheating anyways. They're just hiding it. That's why it's like the whole Conor McGregor thing. People are mad that he's, you know, not getting drug tested. It's like doesn't matter. Half the international fighters are not being drug tested by USADA anyways. The only people being drug tested really are the North American fighters. So these guys that live in Brazil, Russia, they're not really being drug tested anyways. So people are mad at Conor McGregor coming back in December. It's like, bro, half these guys ain't even getting tested anyways. So why are you mad at this guy? All right, let's see here. Nasrat Hakparast, Landon Quinones. So if I showed you my bet, Nasrat, I think he's going to crush Landon Quinones. I seen this guy on the Ultimate Fighter, was not impressed. He has a good record, but he got crushed by Jason Knight. And that Jason Knight got kicked out of the UFC. So Nasrat Hakparast is a beast, fought way better competition, and he's going to absolutely crush Landon Quinones. I think he's going to finish him most likely. So I'll go with Nasrat on that one, and I've added him to my parlay. 2.3 times your money for that 4-play parlay. I'm pretty confident Izzy and Nasrat. Now the other two on the Contender Series, I'm not as confident because they're not as recognized and under the bright lights, so to speak. But Nasrat Hakparast is a monster, man. I think he should crush Landon Quinones. So I'll go with Nasrat on that one, and then the last two, I'll go with Charlie Radke to beat Blood Diamond, and yeah, I'll take Shane Young to be Miranda, and Kevin Jusei Kiefer. Don't even care about those two. So those are your picks. If you guys need a place to BetUS promo code Iceman. We've been on a roll, so let's try to keep this win streak going. And yeah, only 2 bets right now. The 4-play parlay with Vallejos, Bruno Lopez, Nasrat, Isri, Adesanya, and I got to go with Jack Della Maddalena in like 2 weeks. So I think those are 2 good bets coming up. So just be patient and let's make that money out.